Hello everyone and welcome back to Millicraft. In today's episode, we are going to be going over the basics. And when I mean the basics, I mean the absolute basics of the first 10 minutes of your survival experience in Minecraft. Let's get started. For this video today, we're going to be stepping outside of the gray box and going into survival. And yes, I pasted this in. And yes, I did this as a reminder of what we're doing today, the first 10 minutes of Minecraft. So the first 10 minutes, we need to do some things that are going to help us in the long run. And that first thing, of course, is punching a tree. So we definitely need to get all of our wood so we can get our first crafting table. So first things first, get wood to make a crafting table. And I always recommend chopping down the very first tree you see. No matter where you spawn in the world, there should be, Mojang says that unless, you get a really weird seed, there should be at least one tree within view of your spawn when you first start out. So we are going to take and create oak planks with our wood. If you need recipes, we have a great recipe book right here, and we will craft oak planks by just simply putting it in our stuff and getting out the oak planks. In order to make sticks, we can do 2, just like this, and to make a crafting table, you can do 4. And over time, you don't have to remember the recipes, but over time, you will remember these things. You're going to need a pick first thing. And some people like to do wooden axes because it just helps you pick up your crafting table faster. And it also helps you do thing number 2, which is find wool to make a bed. In every single survival world, you should be spawned in a biome that will have sheep. Now, most of the time, like if you just do a seed at random, it's probably going to put you in a prairie, or it's going to put you in maybe a forest, like over there, maybe a jungle. Sometimes you'll get put on some kind of weird island, but if you look at that one, which is like a savanna biome, it's got a tree. So even if I had spawned in over there, it had a tree. Now, if you spawned in an area where you could get all of your stone and maybe even some iron and some like coal and such, like maybe you wouldn't even need to do this this sheep thing. I'm sorry, friend. But if you did that, maybe you could just make shears as your first thing if you wanted to do a survival game without unaliving the things. It is very possible to do that within the first 10 minutes of Minecraft. So just keep that in mind. If that's a little bit against your sensitivities, you will need to unalive 3 of these sheep in order to get wool. And sometimes it'll be a little more difficult if you have a whole bunch of multicolor sheep, like we have a gray one and a black one there. You might have a little trouble because you do have to have all the same color of wool and 3 blocks of it. Now, don't worry too much. If you can find like 2 sheep and maybe some squid in the ocean and you found your 3rd block was a black one like that, you could dye these blocks black, the 2 that you got from your white sheep. And or you could take and maybe you found a gray sheep, like a light gray sheep, like that one up there. The flowers over here, like the daisies, are actually gray dye. And you can dye any of these sheep the colors that you need them. So say we had 1 black and a bunch of gray guys. We could come in here, take this oxeye daisy, smack it at our sheep, and boof, light gray, and you can get a light gray bed in no time. So just keep those things in mind. Now, the next thing we're going to need in this first 10 minutes of our daylight cycle, and we're right about noon right now, is obviously our bed. You will feel so much better for yourself if you are in survival and you have a bed. And having a white bed is fine. We can color it. I will show you how to do that, just like we did with the sheep. It's not that important. A lot of people like red beds, but you know what? I like purple beds. So we're going to take a cornflower and turn that into dye, poppy into dye, mix those 2 fellers together and plop our bed right there together in our crafting bar without any trouble, and oof. Now we have our bed. Now we have the safety of the daytime. to be able to keep mobs at bay. And it's only been 5 minutes. 5 minutes and you are halfway there. So we are already halfway there. Now we have pumpkins here, which is amazing. So we could take our little wooden axe here and get some pumpkins. And I think I heard chickens up on that hill, so we could go get some eggs too and be prepared to make pumpkin pie, which could be an early game food, but honestly, mutton is our best early game food in this case. Or cows or pigs or whatever kind of meat source that you can find around. But pumpkin pies, if you're going the vegetarian route or the vegan route or something like that, you could plant wheat seeds really early on too, especially if you have a water source nearby. It will take more than the day cycle most likely to grow up if you do that. But what I want to do next is go over to this beautiful island. So if you don't have one of these beautiful islands nearby where you spawn, you're going to want to look for exposed rock somewhere. And if you can't find exposed rock, let's make a shovel. So we're going to go back into our crafting table to make ourselves a shovel. And we're going to go get one. So I'm going to leave this crafting table right here. Now, rule of thumb, there's always going to be exposed stone within about, 3 or 4 blocks down from dirt. Like almost 100% of the time. And then we can take our wooden pickaxe and get our first Stone Age advancement. And I'm going to come in here and get our first 3 pieces of cobble within our first 10 minutes of Minecraft. And then we're going to make our very first stone pickaxe. And then you can decide whether you want to keep your wooden pickaxe or get rid of it like a lot of people do. You can take, at this point, you could put your bed down, make yourself a chest with the wood that you have remaining, and just start mining. Like, honestly, a lot of people do that as an early game. Or you can do like I like to do in your first 10 minutes if you still have some daylight, and I just realized I picked up that instead of making us a boat. I do need a little bit more wood. We saw a tree over there, so we're going to head over there and get another tree cut down so we have a little bit of more wood. And there are so many other like wood sources and food sources in this world, and look at that. One of the jungle dogs, or like one of those sparse jungle dogs. That's cool. And look, there's cocoa beans too. So just start looking around in your world for food sources. And usually what I do on the first day or so of Minecraft is I will start looking, and this is going to go really slow because I'm like crouching on this line. What you can do is while you explore your world for basic things, you can also go and find all sorts of vegetables and fruits. I mean, maybe not fruits in this game so much, but you can find all sorts of vegetables. You can track down a village. You can track down any generated things, which I had one that I was we're going to go for. We're going to see if we can still make it in the first 10 minutes here. And we're going to come over here because I saw a shipwreck. So start looking for things like that in the world. Any pre-generated like things that we have out in the world, the better, because there's a lot of treasures and stuff that you can find in there that are awesome. We're gonna make a boat and we're gonna go on over there. I saw it. I thought I saw it. Where did I see it? Where did I see that shipwreck? Oh, was that it? No. Is that it? Oh, maybe I was looking at the other direction on the other side of the gray box. But anyway, we're going to come on over here just as the sun's setting. You want to get to the bed in that first 10 minutes as soon as that sun hits the horizon, and it is about time to sleep. So we can avoid all the mobs. You are going to have a much better first day survival experience if you sleep. Alright, so that was your first 10 minutes of Minecraft. Now you are safe. Of course, you don't have a food source yet, but you know what? As long as you aren't doing anything crazy or going into caves and fighting mobs that first day, you're probably not going to need food unless you like jumped off a cliff or did something like dangerous where you got yourself some damage. But if you weren't talking like me and making a video about your first 10 minutes, you probably would have had time to collect up everything you needed to make food out of the lamb chops from those first sheep. So we can do that real quick. And we can also head on over to this island over here where I see coal. There we go. And we can get our first coal. And while we wait on that to cook down, we can get a little bit more coal. And the coal that is on the surface, if you can find them on the surface, or an exposed cave, or a mountain, or a seashore like these, any of those places like that, it is extremely helpful. And I would take as much of that as you can, because the more prepared you are before you actually start your very first day of caving. Now, you definitely could have, like where I dug down to get the stone, you could have just dug all the way down and just kept on going all the way down to diamond level. Probably found enough iron on the way down for an iron pickaxe, and then got enough coal and cobblestone to make your furnace. And, you know, again, like if you are during the day, you are perfectly safe from all of the baddies for the most part. Now, I'm gonna go take and get a little bit more of this coal real quick. And then we will show you the last couple things you probably could squeeze in on the first 10 minutes of your Minecraft day. So the last couple things, if you found a cave, you found your first stone, you've gotten your first pickaxe, maybe you've even found iron. Oh, hey look, iron. You can dig up all of that, and there's a lot of surface stuff, but if you can't find it, again, digging down into the stone levels is going to help you find your first few. And if we could find a third one in here, we could even have an iron pick. Now, again, I'm not on my first day now. This is the second day. But if you're lucky enough, you have enough shoreline or mountains or exposed cliffs like that over there, you could probably have all of that done, or if you did your digging down, you probably would have had it all figured out by then. But like I said, during that 10 minutes, there's a couple other things you can do. So let's head on back over to the gray box, and I can show you. Oh, there it is. There's our last bit of iron. There's our 3. So if I had been not talking and came straight on over here versus yapping at you, we probably would have had our 3 pieces of iron right off the bat. So the last thing we could have done on day 1, if I weren't yapping, was find treasure. Again, find the things that you have in your world. There's a ruin that could have had food, a fishing rod, maybe some other things. Yes, possibly there may have been some drowned in there, but this biome is pretty close to the surface. And we could have found books and armor trims and a treasure map and all of those goodies. And I think should have the other chest in here. And unfortunately, it's all garbage food, but sometimes there's good stuff in those too. But what we could do in those few minutes is find our treasure map, and I think let's see, where is north? North that way? And mass? Yes. Big gray box. Nope, wrong direction. Looks like we are almost there. Ah. Alright. Oh, this one's underwater. That is not good. We will show you a quick how-to. Now, without having an F3, even if you're in Bedrock, you can do it this way. You take your little cursor and you see one little tiny white pixel of your little booty of that pixel of that arrow. and then look straight down. Make sure you're kind of over a block. That one's too far. It's right here. Watch your bubbles. Oh no. I was back too far. Not far enough up. Aha! Now we're gonna take a breath. Take a breath. Fastest way to do this is to break it all at once. Watch the bubbles. Ah! And there you have it. We have an iron sword, and I didn't even have to make it. 13 iron ingots. 13! We also have cooked salmon. We also have some prismarine crystals, a heart of the sea, some gold, which we don't really need right now, but we could make that into a chest plate if we wanted to go into the end. We already have our first chest. So yay! All of that in the first 10 minutes, or could have been within the first 10 minutes. You could choose your own adventure on that. Like, you could have gone and done what I did, made sure you got the bed, and then the next 10 minutes gone and got your iron, and the next 10 minutes, and then in that same 10 minutes gotten a treasure, because this is the sunset of the next day, and we are going to sleep before monsters come out. And I'm going to meet you back at the gray box to finish this video out. So, in recap, let's go over what you need to do in your first 10 minutes of Minecraft. Number 1. Punch wood for a crafting table. Number 1. Number 2. Make yourself some stone tools or wooden tools. They will come in so handy in the future. Number 3. Find wool. Find 3 pieces of wool specifically for a bed. With the wool, you will usually get food. Next step, make sure that you get some cobble and a furnace, and I'll actually just put that furnace down. Make sure that you get some cobble so you can make a furnace, and look for coal and stone wherever you're at. Coal and stone will come in super handy as you're going about your adventures. If you have more time in your 10 minutes and you happen to stumble across somewhere where there is a treasure chest or some kind of terrain, such as a sunken ship or ancient ruins or a village, even better, help you on your adventure, and you will be able to store all of your stuff away as you continue your adventures. And obviously we have the possibilities of all sorts of maps. And then if you have more time in your second day, which you will, because you won't die if you follow these few things, then go and start exploring around where you've set your bed down, where you've set your crafting table down. Continue moving your way out from the world, collecting up foodstuffs, collecting, planting seeds down, finding villages, finding food sources, breeding cows, breeding chickens and sheep, finding villagers, and most importantly, iron and mining for all of the supplies that you're going to need for your Minecraft survival world. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It is a shorter one. I hope it is very enlightening, and I hope it helps. I hope this helps if any moms are out there watching this episode for their kids who are just starting out Minecraft and they are getting frustrated because, you know, they're playing survival and not creative and they keep dying from zombies at night. Show them this video, have them follow these quick and easy instructions, and it's gonna help them out, and it'll help you out too. So there's gonna be less frustration no matter what age you are. If you're just starting out in Minecraft, it's gonna save you a whole lot of frustration if you are playing survival. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like and leave me a comment. I would love to know what other kinds of tutorials you would like to see. And if you are old enough, I have a Discord for the CraftWorks SMP, which I am on, which is the other videos I put out every week. And I would love to see you there. I would love to talk to you in the Discord. It's in the doobly-doo below. So hopefully you enjoy that as much as I do. And have a great day. You know, discover, explore, create in your worlds of Minecraft. Love you all very, very much. Give yourselves a hug from me, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.